But we gotta get a little neat intro going in.
Oh, intro. I like that. I like that. Drop it, baby.
Fuck it, that's the intro right there.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
So, different format for what the first episode was for Stick Talk. I have Poppy on, PoppySquidJr, as most
Howdy,
of you
howdy.
know. And his real name and social security is,
Yeah.
And we have a guest on today, and it's MTL Ghost, somebody who's
What up? What up, folks?
someone who's been streaming for quite some time, and he's been around for quite some time.
I've been around like not that. I mean, like, yeah, it's a lot, but like I just watched my first edit. It was like in 7 months ago, so I think
July. Yeah.
I would say June because I
July 25th,
started
yeah.
to play the game at home when the Xbox released. It was in June, I think, something like that.
But yeah, it was
And
in July. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
But,
we-
Yeah, a
probably
couple of
fine.
weeks after that, I started to stream. I met the whole
Yeah.
people around.
So what do you think about your first edit that you did?
It's very bad. It's very bad because like I used to do some video editing since I would say 25 years, and that one was a very lazy one. I just did everything from my phone and not even touch my computer. Not because I couldn't, but just I was too lazy to turn on my computer to get my footy on it. So it was like not that bad for the time I spent on it, but like I could have put more love into it for sure. But like just like editing wise, like for footy wise, like I spent a lot of time on the footy, like more than on the editing.
I mean, I kind of feel that with a lot of the projects that I put out. Or maybe not project. I don't like calling them project. Pieces, art, whatever. Sound Kanye with it. But I always feel that when I put something out, it's like I could have put more work into it. I think
yeah.
somebody who's genuinely like wanting to make very good pieces in this thing is gonna feel that all the time. Because I just can't imagine putting something out and being like, "Yep, that's it. That's 100%." Like just no
Yeah, no,
regrets across anything.
As soon as I drop something, I hate it.
Yeah, and I guess like when it's gonna be your first edit, you definitely you are more stuck about the footy itself than the editing. You just wanna show the footy you got, and the edit like is just like the second thing we thought about it. So it's probably why like the first edit of everyone is just like not the best for obviously reasons, but yeah, I think like you just want to put out the footy, and
Oh yeah.
the edit is just an excuse.
And like honestly, I think it's great when situations like that happen, just because like for me at least, watching somebody's kind of development with every video and how much they improve and everything is big part from the fun. It's like, it's really cool seeing people just kind of grow over the course of their channel. Being able to go back and watch the progress, it's super satisfying. So like, I kind of love it when people kind of have their first edit be something that they just kind of push out the door and get themselves started,
It's always exciting.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, I agree.
Definitely always exciting. And I mean, after your first edit, Ghost X Soapy, correct? That's your second one? Or did you?
Yeah. Oh no, I think
The
we
community
did
project,
the
did
community
you?
edit
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
and then we did the Ghost and Soapy one.
Well, here's a
think,
question actually. Are
Yeah.
you the one who mainly edits all of the community projects? Because I know you did the garbage day edit, right?
Well, the thing is like it's like a non-rule save, but like the first one was Soapy. I just helped him with the modding stuff because he was on Xbox at that time, so he couldn't use the mods. So I was taking care of the mods stuff, skit and stuff like that. So he did the most of it, but like I probably work on the 1% of it. But after that, say when it's gonna be the second community edit, we just say, okay, it's gonna be my turn now, on like next edit's gonna be yours. We just work like that. Is we not even talk about it. It was just it became naturally.
Okay.
Also want to say congrats on succeeding on what I couldn't. I'll say after the DIY community edit project failed for me, I tried to just do a community edit and it just wasn't there. So I'm definitely happy somebody was able to pull it off.
Yeah. Well, and yes, it's like a community edit. Like it's like it's hard to have everyone in it every time. There's always someone you're gonna miss. Like it's just it's always because like we love doing it because we're trying to have much people in it from the Scrub Club, but not like even sometimes I'm just gonna ask a guy, oh, you're not even in the Scrub Club, just get on like and send you footy in it because like I think you're gonna fit well. But like it's hard to have everyone. It's like right now we are I think like 100 people in the Scrub Club, and like just having an edit of 100 people would be like too long anyway. So I think it's working great like that to have some people passing by and just like
as the resident guy who's never available. I feel that.
But one day you'll be in it. Don't worry.
But your Ghost X Soapy edit, that's to me that's a classic. Because it's
I think that's what put both of you on a lot of people's radar.
And I think that is just you just really came out the fucking gate with that part. I mean, doing an edit to Thriller.
It takes balls to use Thriller.
It came in hard with the Thriller track. And just like from trick selection to like just your DIY. It's nice. And your Jerome.
Oh yeah. I've killed that map, definitely. Like I think almost like maybe I have 4 tricks out of that map in the edit, but like everything is from that map.
I feel like if you didn't do that at all, I don't know if Old Boy would have. Sorry, and I want to give him his credit. I just don't remember his name.
WRX.
Yeah, WRX. Yeah. He might not have continued working on that map. And I could just be fucking wrong, but I think you did a great way.
I don't know, but like you can
map.
be sure. Like I've bugged him about it. Like when we put up that edit out, I just like send it to him, and I say, like, man, like that map, I really love that map. So like if you wanna, we were like around the end of the year, so we were supposed to have the new update at that time. And then I'll say, yeah, the update is like soon, so I'll try to update it. That would be cool to still have that map in future updates. So I think, I don't know, like I couldn't say like I made him update it, but like for sure I pushed it. Like even after like a couple of months, like he came to me and sent me the update we got right now. And like I've played it, like I gave him like many inputs to help me out to build it, and I was super stoked about it because the result is great now. Like the update of the Jerome Avenue is just great now. Like he did a great job, and thank you about that, WRX.
Well, I
I
want to thank you for your efforts making sure that map's still playable, because it's a great fucking map.
It really is. I want to do like a solo there or something. Because it's so fun from
man.
what
There's so much potential on that map.
Yeah, just from like the small amount that I've played, like I don't even think I've put 2 hours into the map yet. But it's just so good. I really hope we see more from him, and not just that, but like more maps like that. Maybe not specifically New York spots. But, maybe some more realistic West Coast spots. I think that would be really cool to see.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like you have many other projects. Like it's just like in the times, like everyone else. Like it's just like when you don't have the time, it's harder. But like he committed, and like I think he spent like a month on it for the last the last map, and like it paid off at the end.
God, I can't remember the last time I spent months doing anything.
Yeah.
I can't lie. The whole session community is probably the most effort I've put into anything in my life, and that's that's not a lot to brag about. So we have after Ghost X Soapy, we have that came out Halloween. Just to put that out there as well.
Yeah.
The Halloween drop.
To give reference why Thriller was somewhat of
exactly. Yeah, that was well, it was like in the same time was that choice of that song was because Halloween was at the corner, and like the Ghost and Soapy edit at first, like I think it was Soapy called it first, I don't remember, but like Halloween was coming up like in the next 2 weeks, and he said, oh man, we should do an Halloween edit. Like I was like, yeah, but like it's just 2 weeks, so we're gonna have to do it very quick.
Yeah, it's kind of happy medium.
Yeah, and then he found the music by Am Computer, who made the music from his section. So at the beginning, we were about to have like a kind of mixing foodie edit of both of us, and but like more I was like stacking clips, and I was also like watching the clips on Soapy, and I say, okay, we just like already at 4 minutes of foodie, so like one song not gonna work, and I say like I'm gonna just do my section, or you like gonna do your section, so that Halloween edit like split it in 2 sections. Like I kept the Halloween vibe for the beginning, but like at the end it was just like a complete something else out of nowhere. But like it's just like a last minute edit, honestly. Like we spent like 2 weeks on it, no more than this, and it's just been surprised like how it turned out so fast, because like it's not much of work. Like my first edit, like I spent 2 months on. It looks shitty compared to it.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised to hear it was rushed, because it turned out really well.
Well, it's the thing. Like most of the edits we've done so far, it's pretty much always last minute things. It's just like, okay, we're gonna do it. Let's start it now. And we are the thing we do, like we give ourselves a deadline, and I think it's working good. Because like especially when you not the only one person in the edits, so when you have to deal with multiple foodie from everyone, having a deadline for us working great, even if we don't respect the deadline at the end for like maybe we're gonna have a week or maybe another 2 weeks after it, but having a deadline, say, okay, I have to stack so many clips till I reach the deadline, and then we edit and we're gonna see what's going on.
Yeah.
And pretty much all our edits were like that so far. And maybe like our first edit, like solo edit, were much longer, but like whole other edits, like I couldn't say like for solo edit from Soapy though, maybe like he put some maybe more time into it, but like on my side, like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks max, like it's the edits we come from. And I don't know, I feel like when it's too planned, like it's not working because we're trying too much. I really like the vibe to you know, not necessarily last minute, but like having an idea and work around it and invite people with you and try to having more ideas from everyone, and then like try to do something with it. So I'm working a lot like that, and I'm always working like that, like since the beginning, and like even out of session. And for me, like so far, it always been the most interesting project at the end, because it's something just came out of nowhere, and someone had an idea, and like it just like we gave birth to it, and I don't know. That's my way to work.
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of let everybody's creativity build onto something.
Yeah, that's exactly. And
Yeah.
sometimes like honestly, like sometimes I got an idea and like yeah, it happened a lot to me, and not even only in session, but like in other project. But like it's maybe my personality, but like when I got an idea, like it's just I getting obsessive about it, and I can't sleep. Like honestly, and just like sometimes I have to get up like 4 a.m., get on my computer and get it down because like until it's not gonna be done, I'm not gonna sleep. And my last edit, I couldn't sleep, so I lose so many nights out of sleeping, just like to edit it, to get some clips, and like I have to redo many clips because I got some problem with my GPU, like it couldn't capture like very well. So I got like the first footage of it, but then like I have to redo all the footage to capture everything like perfectly on 1080p and 60 FPS. And it was a lot of work. Like I end up with 80 something around like 80 footage just for my own section, and like I probably use 30 to not even the half of it at the end. So yeah, just like obsessive stuff. OCD.
Glad I'm not the only one that's like, because I mean, I'd assume most people are kind of obsessed with the game, but I mean, like losing sleep, like I do tend to kind of lose sleep because I'll be up till like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I mean I won't have a long shift of work until the next day around like 12:30, but I'll be at work till 12:30 to 9 for the most part. But I mean I keep my girlfriend up from like playing because I'm up all night just recording or like just getting like cinematics as of late, and just sitting there obsessing over like, no, I need to sit here and watch this fucking clip for like 20 minutes to make sure everything is like completely fine.
Yeah. But it's not for me. Like it's not just in session. It's like pretty much in everything. Like even like my first years in skateboarding, like I couldn't sleep because like I'll say I'm gonna try to do a kickflip. I have to land it, so my brain was processing like how to do the fucking kickflip. I didn't have internet back then, no magazine, no video, so I have to figure out by myself. And I couldn't sleep at night. Like I was 12. I was just like couldn't wait for be on the morning and grab my ball and go skate outside and try the kickflip. So
as much as
it just like always been like that. So I'm used to it. Like on video games, I guess like OCD is something like very common.
Yeah, so, as much of a curse as it can be, I definitely do envy that level of kind of like passion and motivation.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really cool to hear about. It's it's generally going to be something that results in a lot of really cool shit when you're in situations where like you can't sleep because you just have an idea that you want to think about so much. It's usually going to be a pretty good idea at that point.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when I got that idea, like till it's not down, like I'm not gonna stop. So even if I have to do something else in the same time, I'm just gonna keep that in my mind. Say, okay, I have to do that way, till it get down. It's a very obsessive way to do things, but like it's not like I can't have a regular life also. So it's just like I keep that in my mind till it get down.
Yeah, it's a passion.
Yeah, it's passion, definitely.
Your $6 million skater video that came out December 7th.
Yeah, it was right before the call of the update, and it was just the video I did to release all my leftover footage with a couple of new ones before I hit the .6 update. So it was pretty much like just a not very serious project. It was like okay, I got that left. I'm just gonna use it instead of not.
Just some leftovers.
Just kind of like fun concept thing to get rid of some clips and have some fun.
I thought it was neat.
Exactly.
We see a lot of skits and stuff in like these videos. I watched a fairly long skit for a video the other day, and it was a bit distasteful. But when I saw the $6 million skater though, I thought you did a good job of whipping it together. It wasn't OD or anything like that. Not overly done. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty neat edit.
Yeah, I tend to really enjoy the kind of like subtle little skits to give a video some flavor. Stuff like that, and the Ransom Halloween video, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That always like try. This the honestly, it's always the hardest part because like when you work on the project, you have your head into it like for a couple of weeks, and like it's hard to like see outside of the box because you've seen it so much time. Like and like pretty much all my edits like. I watched them 100 times before release it, honestly.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
To be sure, like everything is like perfect. And sometimes I just like I release it, and since it's gonna be on YouTube, say, oh fuck, I didn't see that, and I was just pissed because like even seeing like 100 times, like I missed like something was too big to see it, and it's just like not be control freak, but like I like I'm not taking myself seriously in general, but I like to be serious on things I'm doing.
Yeah,
I mean, that's understandable.
That's just like it's fun for me, like to do those projects and keep me busy, keep me the thing interesting, like out to just playing the game. It's also like another dimension from the game we have, and it's super fun.
Yeah, and I mean,
I like to have a results,
When it comes to like session though, there's two games in it. There's the skating aspect. You got to get good at that, especially when you make that switch from like auto to manual, and then like learning to make shit look good in the state that the game's in right now. Because I mean, let's face it, if we're playing this game, we know there's bugs in it. We all love the game, but there are some things that
there's stuff that looks terrible, and you have to work around.
And you have to work around. Or I mean, you can throw it in your stuff if you want to. I mean, it's you paid $20 for it. Play the fucking game how you want. There's no rules.
Absolutely.
But I mean, if you genuinely want to make like these fake skate things and make them look somewhat real. There's things you have to pay attention to with the state the game's in. But I mean, not only like making sure your tricks and shit like that looks good when it comes to the actual clip, you got to learn how to record. That's the second game, and it's not even it's not even like the fact that you have to work around the bugs in the state the replay editor's at. Now it's you just have to learn how to film skateboarding, which. Exactly. And I can't sit here and say I'm the best fucking skateboard
I'd say learning to film skateboarding is easier at this point, but
but I mean, like, it's not something you just kind of get right away, though. And I mean, I'm not even saying like trying to shit on people who just strictly use Orbit Cam or anything like that. It's still
it's
if you're using free cam, you gotta learn it. You gotta
really
learn it. Like I've definitely watched a handful of like skate tutorial video filming vids and it's just something that you if you want to make a quality thing, you got to take some time and just learn it. You got to learn the art before you jump into it.
Definitely.
You're definitely somebody who struck me as somebody who puts a lot more care into what they're putting out, and that's why we're talking to you now.
It's just because like for me, like it's maybe like a bit easier because like first, like I used to film skate videos for years. Like I've been a skater since 32 years, I think.
So you did a lot of filming?
And I filmed like since maybe 25 years, and I also shoot photography. So like for me, it's like maybe easier to understand how these things work, like instead of someone who never touched a camera in his life. And,
definitely.
So it wasn't easy though, because there's a lot of like my first encounter with the replay was very dramatic, but like I just like talking to people, like I started to get hang on Twitch, and like I've met people and like just passing the words. I was like, oh, how you do that? So can you explain me? I'm gonna show you how I do that. And that's what we did with Soapy, since like on Soapy we got like Vowll, who is like a genius at the game and very underrated.
Yeah.
Big
I-
agree on
So
Vowll.
I-
Vowll
I-
is dope.
The first
Yeah,
edit
yeah,
he
yeah.
ever put out, I messaged him and I was like, dude, you're really gonna be putting out some good stuff, and I can just
Oh,
see
yeah.
it. Uh,
the
he's very
updates, like
very good.
the like the last update, like after a week, it was doing tricks like nobody did, and I was still struggling after 3 weeks of the playing the update, and I couldn't like do my basic tricks. And after a week, I never play like fully 7 days a week, like just like casual playing. Oh, I got that, and like all these tricks from my zero edits, like come from that period of time. We was just like learning the new update. It was like, dude, it's like how you can be so good already at it. This was crazy. Like it's a original. I am calling the Giza because like it's for him. Like everything is easy. It's like touch something. Like he's so good. Like because of him, I've solved my first Rubik's cube because he had that thing on Twitch. Like when you stock some channel points, you could make him to solve the Rubik's cube. I said, dude, like I always dreamed to solve my Rubik's cube, and I bought it one from Amazon. And the next day, I just start to do my Rubik's cube, and now like I can solve it. I'm so stoked about it, and I don't know, just like it don't, I'm sure like it not even like no, but like it's kind of real influencer on people, not even like see it because it does stuff where like nobody did. Like he's like when you see him like say, like, dude, like I want to do that too, like or just like the way sometimes he's dressed, sometimes the thing is, dude, like it's always the funniest part is it's kind of young. I think it's 22, 24. I forgot. I mean, for me, he's young, but
And we're probably all babies too.
yeah, I mean, like I'm old, but like yeah, but like that dude is have a whole soul. It's just like he's listening whole music. He's like he's kind of skating the OG way. I don't know. It's just like for me, like talking to Vowll is like talking of one of my friends from my generation, and it's totally not that. It looks like he live mini live before that.
He's definitely a class act.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's possibly one of my favorite skaters that's out there. He puts out quality stuff.
Yeah. Watch him on Twitch. Watch him, like that guy. That guy.
So and if you haven't caught the theme yet, Ghost, we're just kind of going through all of your edits that you've put out so far.
Yep.
Garbage Day. That's
Garbage Day.
the second community
It was,
edit for Scrub Club.
Yeah, second. Yeah, it was the second. Yeah.
And I am assuming that you edited it, and plus the past conversation we had as well. How the process goes for those. How did that come about? I know you guys had one before that, obviously, so you're kind of just running the theme of it. But I mean, why did you guys make it? What was the plan for it? What was the process behind everything?
Well, the plan was to do it was just like the first one. Like the thing is, like we have to start from the beginning with the Scrap Club with Soapy. So like we're trying like not to say like, oh, we got guys, we are so good, like we have to watch how it is. That's not that at all. What we're trying to do is like showing to people like how fun is to play that game, and we want to see more people play that game at whatever levels. So we're trying to build a community of people just talked about playing session, and we thought like having community edits, it's the best way to show that and show the love, like the family vibes we're trying to do. And the first community edit was pretty much that, and like everyone was talk about it, and we were talk about it, and say, okay, let's do a second one, and maybe having more people on it or different people. I don't know. Like there's no really plans to into those community edits. We just have an idea sometimes, but like that one was that one I had the idea to do the community edit around trash on garbage foodie only. And at this very same time I had that idea. We got a Hoon Balloon, who is also one of the guys around the Scrub Club. It was doing an edit, a solo edit about the same thing, skating only trash and garbage, and I was like, dude, we just had the same fucking idea. So just like, I'm gonna let you do your edits, do your solo edit first, and when you gonna release it, I'm gonna release the Scrub Club one. And he ended up like having great edit. It was also his first edit, and he started to play with the trash can. He's also super good at his layouts on Twitch. And he had for his release solo part trash edit. He made a kind of emote of a trash can of him with just his eyes and mouth laid out on the trash can. So it was so genius. It's like, dude, like I love that so much. Like send me a screenshot of your face with that trash can, and I gonna rock something on it. And that's what how it's end up in the edit, having him like dancing in his own footy, and at the end, like he's trying to jumping on himself at the end. But like, yeah, there's no really plans. It's just like I got some ideas and like I try to make it through and reach the people who wanna follow us into it. Sometimes like it's working and sometimes it's not working, but yeah, so far we've been lucky. Like every idea is pretty worked really nicely, and yeah, so that edit, what I could say more about it, it was fun because I think we had a little more people than the first one.
I think it did have a little bit
like,
bigger turnout. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the first one was like 15 people, on that one like maybe 20 or a little bit more than 20. But like you could see like the difference between the first and the second one, like because like at the first one we could just like throw, okay, we're gonna do a community edit, so send us footy, and people maybe didn't see clearly what we tried to do. But at the second edit, at the second community edit, I mean, they say, oh, I remember the first one, I want to be in the second one too. So it was maybe easier to get foodie, and having the concept to skate only trash also helped to have a focus on a certain spots. So it was easier on my side. The hardest part is just to cop the foodie from everyone, because some are on Xbox, some are on PC, some don't have a good GPU, some have very good GPU. So trying to stack all the clips from different sources and try to line them up in the timelines to make it like it's the same level. So that's the hardest part. But like at the end out of that, it's just like not that hard, and because like most of the foodie come from someone else and not myself, so I just do the editing.
Yeah, when I do like the weekly spot, like little edits and stuff,
yeah,
it's and I understand, I want to include everybody, but man, there is quite the difference between console and PC, and then just other people's like setups on PC. So it's kind of an eyesore at times, but I mean, like I said, it's fun including everybody.
Yeah,
it's fun. And I come from the Xbox too. Like when I started in June, I was on Xbox and Soapy too. So I know the struggles, or like how it is to play on the Xbox. And like when I see like a lot of people doing insane stuff, and Balloon actually was on Xbox, and there's also that other guy, Smart Pit, who does like crazy DIY on Xbox.
Yeah, his stuff is wild.
Just play around the glitch to duplicate objects, and it's crazy. And even sometimes I felt myself good and smart. Oh, I found that, And then I look at those people, I was like, dude, you suck. Those people like are way ahead of you. Like,
well, one thing
more.
me and Soapy discussed, I don't know, I don't think I put it in the interview. Rough one for the first episode, when it came to like editing on my side. But one thing we did discuss was, I understand why Soapy had to start resorting to like DIY because, you know, even after switching from Xbox to running his game on Mac, he still was so limited when it came to what he could do. He could just run it better and it looks better. And he can play it better, but you still don't have all the extras that true PC has. And that comes to the modding, and you as well. I mean, you play on Mac.
Exactly.
Can you explain like that process? Because I mean, if you're on Mac now, you're using GeForce, and for the most part, that's how most people are probably running it. And you got to resort to DIY to spice the game up when there's no updates or anything. But you're on Mac and you're still getting mods and everything.
Yeah. Right now there is like two way to play session from Mac. There's the official one with having the GeForce it's the GeForce app, and what it does is like it's having the game hosted somewhere in a computer on internet with a very good computer, very like high-end computer, and you playing the game through internet, and it's working very well sometimes. Sometimes it's not very working very well because it depends a lot from your internet bandwidth. And on my side, like my internet bandwidth always been shitty, and so like I always struggle about that. And I think it's Soapy. Yeah, it's Soapy who showed me that first. Like even if I remember, creator had a link somewhere in the Instagram for people who can play that on Mac. I just like totally like forgot about it. I never tried. And Soapy tried that. Like it worked pretty decently for him. Like I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try. And like at that time we had both the 2012 iMac, which is very old, and like for on his side it was working pretty well, but on my side it was working, but like it was decent, but like not great. And I tried to figure out like a way to play session on the Mac, and I found on internet another app called Parallel, like the Spot in Barcelona, and that app is like a kind of virtual machine for Windows on the Mac. And I bought it, and since like I never like stopped using it because it's working super good. And it's just an app. You open it. It's doing like a virtual hard drive with Windows installed on it, and you have the fully Windows on your Mac, but you don't have to turn off your Mac OS. So I'm playing both with my Mac and my Windows open in the same time. So the trick is you need a really good Mac with a lot of RAM. Personally, I got like 40 gigas of RAM and a good GPU. I got like 4 giga of GPU, because when I'm opening that app, my GPU split with Windows and Mac OS. So I got 2 gigas for Windows and 2 gigas for Mac OS. So my good 4 gigas is just like turned down on 2 for session on Windows. So, but so far it's good enough. And can play like very decently session at higher settings, no problems. But when it's getting harder, it's when I'm streaming though, because I need to split my GPU with Microsoft's Windows and session, and then my OBS. So there is getting hectic. So I'm better now, but like at the very beginning, like it was like super like lagging sometimes, or bugging. But like if you just need to play a session at your home, that app is perfect. You need to pay for it though. I forgot the price. I think it's a yearly price. But it's working super great. And if you have a decent Mac, like from mine now, it changed. It's like a 2020 Mac, and like it's working perfectly on my side. And like you can, like the thing is, like for the GeForce app, like you said, like you can't have mods because since the game is hosted from another computer, you can't have access to that computer to do mods. So that's the only thing. It's working cool, but like you can't mods, which is okay. And with the parallel apps, you have the game on your Mac, so you can modify it like as much as you want, like as are you on a PC. So it's why I also like choose that one, because like I was definitely interesting into mods and try to do stuff. Because like sometimes I feel like it's better to do it yourself than asking to someone.
Yeah, I'm impressed that you worked all that out. I never would have figured out things like that.
Oh, I'm impressed too. I'm very impressed too. Like, oh shit, it's working.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be that that invested into trying to get something to run on Mac like that. Because I from the conversation we had before, you were telling me that you have like the demo for session before you could even like actually play it on your computer?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, I guess that'd be enough to get me to try to figure it out, probably. But yeah, that's some that's some dedication, man.
Yeah, well, it's OCD once again. It's the same thing. You're not gonna sleep till it's done. It's just the same thing over and over.
But the best part is, once you've gone through that effort to figure all that out, now all it takes is somebody finding you to learn how to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, if anybody's having trouble with Mac, if they come across you, they can skip all that, and then the game just becomes so much more accessible to Mac as a result.
And just
definitely.
broadens the player base.
I guess it's gonna be like easier in years later once the V1 gonna hit. Maybe you're gonna have an access on Mac fully. But
That would be
like,
nice.
yes, right now it's just like MacGyver thing, but like it's working.
So we touched on pretty much every edit so far, besides your most recent one, and that's Zero, that came out February 11th, this year, 2021.
Yep.
And you got, I mean, you guys definitely have a lot of people in the Scrub Club feature or community edits and stuff, but you got a pretty big feature in this one, and I don't want to discredit Vowll, Nar, or Soapy. Forgive me, I feel like I'm forgetting. Was Squeeze on it as well? I think Squeeze was on Zero?
No, Squeeze wasn't. No.
Okay, but if I forgot you, I'm sorry, but I don't want to be that guy. But I mean, the most important person is, you got Ma. You got the goddamn creator of the game on your edit. But I mean, it's not a surprise, because I mean, if no one has seen the documentary Session, A Journey into a Skateboarding. Sorry, I think I fucked the title up that I wrote it down.
Something like that. Wait,
okay, if you're fine.
I don't even remember it, to be honest.
All right, I don't feel as bad.
It's been like a long time ago.
But that's something interesting. And when I said you've been around for a while, that's my main reason why I say that. Because you're somebody who can chop it up with the guy who's making the game, and I mean, there's other people working on it as well, but I mean, he's kind of the face.
Yeah, he's the brand.
I'd say
He's definitely the brand.
And I don't know the whole beginning process of how the game was actually created. I believe wasn't it like a app, like a skateboard like game, or was like supposed to be some and then it eventually became an actual project.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't it originally going to be like a linear kind of like sort of thing, like on rails?
I forgot. So far, like I wasn't there yet, but like I think it started with from the how it's called, the forum from Flick something. I forgot the name of it. I think like they had a big community of developers, and Ma was one of them.
Are you talking
And
about Skatefluckit? Because that's where I first found out about.
Flickit, yeah, Flickit, exactly. That's the name of it.
Specifically, it's Fluckit, just to be clear, but like.
Oh, Fluckit. Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to like correct you, but yeah.
No, I mean I've never been on it, so I don't even know like how it looks like. But I just he told me about it. But like, well, he told me it's like it's what there was like little community there, and they were always talking about to do video games, and the idea started from there. The seed was from that forum.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk of a dual stick system theoretically on those boards for a while. Yeah, I was there for a good while.
Oh, you were on it, okay. So
yeah, I was definitely a flucker. I joined after the Skate 3 era, so I wasn't one of the OGs, but like I was there for a while, and I was there when I saw the kind of creator posts about their concept for Project Session. So
that was the beginning. That was the very beginning of it.
And I do want to talk more about that documentary, but I also don't want to skip over Zero, because I do think that was, I mean, despite having Ma on, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, everybody had pretty solid trick selection. I mean, I can't lie, I'm not one of the huge fans of, you know, throwing Primos and Caspers out and stuff. I know I saw a couple of those, and I know some people think it's cool as fuck to do it, and some people are just...
You're not liking Primo, but like you might just call that.
I know that's the problem. Well, that's the problem.
It's a grand irony that like none of us are actually a fan. Like none of us are a big fan of Primos and Caspers. Like. But I don't hate them.
They're cool. Like I'm not gonna lie. I think they're a cool thing to throw out once in a while. They're just gotta be a little tasteful with them.
We just liked the way the name sounded. It had something to do with skateboarding and sounded cool.
And also just like, you know, like Primo good. That, you know, like, you know, in Spanish, Primo's cousin. So you know we got a couple workarounds with the word. But and yeah, I don't want to say those tricks made the edit bad or anything like that. Definitely.
Oh no, of course not.
It was still tasteful to watch. I don't remember who did it. I was it Vowll, where he did the Primo on the rail.
Yeah, it's Vowll.
Oh yeah.
I thought
the
that
Primo
was,
into 5.0 or whatever.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. Because I mean that's things you do have to kind of you can only do so much with realism, I feel, after a while. So I mean, you gotta think outside the box, but it's just you can't push it too much. And that was definitely there on the line.
That one was like borderline. Like, I agree. But like, when I saw the footage, I think I was in shock. Like, what the fuck? Like, I couldn't not using it because it was like, dude. Like, insane. Like
yeah, there's some clips from when the update dropped that I wish I could show the world, but I'd also be so ashamed to show the world because I just got them for a joke.
but that was definitely a nice, well put together edit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think you can definitely see. I mean, Poppy touched on it a bit earlier. Just the progression from your first edit to your most recent edits. So I mean, you have from July 25th. That's at least from what I've seen on your YouTube, the date. That's your first one, pole positions, and you know, February 11th, 2021. So you have a decent gap between that time, and you can really see the improvement in editing. But also you have to realize between that time span, at least on PC, there wasn't a replay editor at the apartment. So you couldn't really smoothen things out to the extent you really want to now. And I don't even think... I think a large chunk of people still just kind of record on the spot.
Yeah.
The habit.
Well, I think I was, for that edit, I was the only one who saved the clips. Because like Nyakiri, Vowll, and Soapy were just like record the clip right on the spot. And I was the only one who just have to save all the clips, sometimes come back to it, like refine them or whatever. But like at that time, like nobody knew like you could do that on PC, or just like the fact who used to record right on the spot, like you just forget you can save it. So
Oh yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
it's from on my side, it saved me a lot of time to not have to redo the tricks again and again. But yeah, I got some bugs too. Like sometimes like during that time, like knowing like I could save some clips, but like doing some mistakes, like overwrite over another clip or stuff like that, or like just like thinking I got the clip and then when I'm gonna use it, oh, it's not there. It's another clip on it, so I have to redo it. So
Yeah, for the
yeah,
ones that don't know, I guess you can definitely save now.
yeah,
You can definitely
Yes,
save
ever
now,
since-
but you gotta be careful because sometimes your clip won't save. You also have to remember if you do save a clip, you either want to go back to the apartment or you want to go and switch to a different map and then you can record again.
exactly.
But if you try to record after saving a clip or fucking around in the editor, you're gonna get a game crash just automatically as soon as you try to go into the editor, and you're gonna feel bad.
I will say one other thing to note: general habit, save it twice, but also make sure you do not have the HUD hidden when you go to save it.
Yeah.
That's also, it is fixable, but it is a nightmare. So, but yeah.
Yeah, there's still a lot of bugs. Hopefully, it's gonna be fixed soon. But now it's like just having the possibility to just save the clips, like it's helping a lot, especially when you gonna try to do an edit, like the workflow, like just not having to redo a clip, like it's just like saving so much time.
It's
now.
so nice. It's so nice.
Especially if you're just kind of like skating and trying to get tricks, but you don't really know what you want to do for your next edit. It really helps because once you have the idea for your edit, then you know how you want to film it for the edit.
Yeah.
So you can go back and already have the tricks done and just film it.
Hey man,
exactly.
you're releasing the secret sauce. But no, it's nice because for me, I like to, when I play the game, the best way for me to like get shit for a part is just kind of zoning out, throwing a video on in the background, and it's just way easier to do some shit, save it, and then fuck off to a different spot, and then just have it saved, because then I can go through, you can change your clothes, you can change your board, you can do all that stuff to give it,
that's,
you know, more life.
Exactly. That's the first clips from zero, like I've record, like were completely different from the last clip I've used, and I probably like there's some clips I've redo them like 4 or 5 times. Sometimes just like, oh, I don't like that shirt, so I'm gonna change the shirt, or I don't like that shoes, or oh, I just did some new shoes mods, like I'm gonna use it instead of the old one. So sometimes just like I end up to have the 5 times the same clips, but just all different. Sometimes just the angle, the cuttings, or
they're probably super useful for any sort of like teams or anything. Like just record some clips, and then once the team gear comes out for you to throw on your character, that's when you can film it. Like it's really nice.
And I mean, like last night, I was recording some clips for something, and I'm trying to keep a theme to it. And when I was going back through all the clips, I'm like, yeah, I recorded that shit good as fuck. Then I realized I didn't have the right clothes on, and it was nighttime, and I didn't want to film nighttime at that spot. So you know, I got to go back and record it. But I mean, the beauty of this, I feel like once you use the replay editor so much, you just understand it. You can kind of work around it. You know how to really manipulate it and get nice angles, or
there's a kind of like instinctive understanding of how to avoid certain bugs and crashes and stuff after enough time.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the thing that you just gotta understand. Even once that gets fleshed out, like back to the last topic of it, like you just gotta learn how to film in general, because you can't just
well, it's practice. It's like everything is practice.
Definitely,
like, practice your tricks, practice your replay, practice your editing. It's like it's just like more you gotta practice, more you're gonna be comfortable with it, and ultimately better at it.
Definitely. So I guess we can move on to your session documentary, because I definitely do want to hear more about that.
Yeah, sure.
How did you actually get to like know Ma? What's the story behind that?
So the story, like in my real life, I'm obviously a skateboarder and also a photographer who has a local skate magazine in Montreal. It's called Love Skate Mag, and like trying always like to do some articles, some whatever things to publish. And one day on my Instagram, I got a clip of a friend of mine who was doing some mocap for a new video game, and I was like, a new video game mocap, skateboarding mocap, and like was very
Yeah, mocap's
intrigued.
a big
And
deal.
so
Mocap's pretty
yeah,
high
so
profile.
Yeah.
yeah, so I just like sent. I probably even called my friends like, what is that game? Like, how did you came up? Who do that? And he just told me, oh, that's that dude, like Marc Andre. He called me, and we did some mocap for a couple of days for his game. And I just asked him to send me his contact, and sent probably like the same day like an email to Marc and say, I'm just saying, like, I don't know what is your game about. I don't know you or whatever, but if I can help of doing whatever for you guys, like, I'm there. And he just answered me like, oh, thank you. Maybe we can have a chat or something. And maybe 2 weeks after that, we had a beer with Ma and Vic in Montreal, and we just like spent like a couple of hours like talking about the game and
That's pretty
skateboarding in
awesome.
general. And like that was my first the first time I've met Ma. And since then, not so much I've did for them, but like when the dot 5 has been released on Steam. Yeah, it was Steam. I think it was 2019. Yeah,
That sounds right.
yeah, I think it was
I don't want to
2019.
promise, but that sounds about right.
I'm pretty sure it was 2019, I think. And before that, we did some couple of events in a bar with Mel and like showing the game. I think it was it was the indoor skate park. So it was after the prison demo. The indoor skate park, I think it wasn't out yet, but he had it ready and it was like doing some locals event to make people play the game. And I did a couple of events with him and as a sponsor, and you know, we just like
That's really cool.
became friends like that. And at some points, like he told me about the dot 5 coming up, and like I just say, okay, I'm just gonna do an article about it, and like let's talk about the game like more deeply. And while I was saying that to him, it's like, oh, that would be cool to actually do a documentary about it and just explain where it's come from, who is the guy behind, what is the vision of it, and everything. And he just say yes right on the spot and not even try to talk or whatever. And like maybe a couple of weeks later, I came to his house. I think it was like exactly, I remember it was like a week before the release on Steam. So I had a very lucky chance to play the game before even everyone else. And he showed me that. I was just like on my ass. I was like, oh my god, that game is awesome. And I remember vividly, like, because I've played on his 4K screen, and I couldn't do any tricks. Like, I could push, I could do a ollie, I couldn't do any grinds. Even a kickflip was very, very ghetto.
Yeah, I
And but I was not even paying attention about the gameplay itself. I was paying attention about the detail. I was like, oh, look at that fucking puddles. Look at the marks on the ledge. Look at the trees. Look at the background. The leak of sun. Like, it was insane. I was just the details of the game was like, oh my god. Like I couldn't hope for better than this. And so that day, like, he showed me the game, and we just shot that documentary the same day. And I don't know, I shot probably like 3 hours. Yeah, it was 3 hours, I think. And after that, we did a vocal interview for the article. And after that, I was just playing the game. And since then, like, Marc Andre has been very, 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 very nice with me, and been very lucky to know him personally, and I don't know, I'm very proud to have him as a friend, and he's a super fun guy. He's a super smart guy, and for the community, we're super lucky to have Mark Andre as the main developer of the game, because he has so much knowledge about skateboarding in general. He has so much knowledge about game developing. He's come from like AAA studio, and he developed game like everybody played, like worldwide. So he have good knowledge about how to do a game, like the good way to do it.
Yeah, it's pretty much a perfect storm for making a skating game.
Yeah, so he was the best guy skilled to do it for me, like on my eyes. Just like I know like a lot of people are always like, oh, you should do that, oh, you should do that, or you should do that in session. And most like 99% of the time is say, oh, it's already in the plane because we thought about it. And
99% of the time, it's already in the plan, and their plan is smarter than yours.
Exactly. Exactly. So I never try to come with Mark and say, "Oh, your game is cool, but you should add that." But like, I'm very humble because I know he already thought about it like longer than me and longer than everybody else around. And like everything was plain, or what is planned for the future of session is just amazing. And like I'm super lucky to see the grow up, like even if it's the few thing I don't know like everything on the background, but sometimes it's nicely enough with me to show me some stuff. And like I'm super glad, I'm super stoked for the future of session, because it's gonna be for me the best skate game ever. Like it's gonna be legendary game, because
Definitely.
it's like on the long long run, like people are gonna remember session for a long time,
And I mean,
for every detail is gonna be in the game.
the thing is too, like, the reason why I think session is just and it just makes sense. The main reason why session is good and is going to be good, and realistically the best skateboarding sim we've ever seen or going to have, it's because it's made by someone who isn't just going in for a money grab. It's just clear that the team developing the game just loves skateboarding and video games hand in hand, and want to give people who enjoy those same mediums a game to actually have, that isn't just gonna, like, you know, be a series that disappears, or, you know, it's clear that this is a genuine passion for the creature team.
Oh yeah, you got to be passionate about it, because it's very hard. Like building a video game from scratch is like already hard enough, but like a video game about skateboarding is even harder, because you have to create everything from scratch. There is no software when you click 2 times, oh, I got a kickflip ready for the game. It's not like that. So
and even beyond that, your support's going to be limited just because of how niche it is. And like,
and well,
so
it's niche and not so niche, because we know games like Tony Hawk's and Scats franchise.
Oh right, but when I say
very
that,
popular, even if it's like kind of niche at first, but like skateboarding is very popular. Like there's a lot of people who not skateboarding, who like skateboarding and love to play video games about skateboarding.
oh yeah,
but session is a different breed, because it's very more complex. It's very closer to the real life, and most of the time, like when I try tricks in session, I have the same rush to get the tricks in real life, like minus the pain and you know, and my whole bones. But like,
of course,
it's like sometimes I'm struggling on the tricks, and like, I have the same feeling like when I'm struggling in real life about to get the tricks, and like, and that's what is amazed me the most with session, because create those feelings from the video games. Like I never had that any time in any video games, and you know, just like have that obsessive way to get that tricks. I don't want to stop till I get it. And when you land it, like the the pleasure, like say, for that 4 seconds of landing, and you say, "Oh shit, I finally did it," and you're so stoked and you're so happy about it. So I think the same feeling is crazy to me because it's a video game, but like I have
Yeah.
it, like I have it the same way.
And of course, when I say niche, I don't mean skateboarding games in general so much as the idea of making a real sim for skateboarding
Of
specifically.
course.
Because skateboarding games obviously are going to be less popular than like racing games or shooters.
Yeah.
And as far as sims go, very few sims aren't niche outside of like racing games, which even then are considerably niche compared to other genres. So it definitely takes a ton of passion and dedication to make a game at this level with these kinds of goals. And I'm so happy it's here.
Yeah, we were very lucky, honestly.
The Session is the game I spent 1,500 hours in Skate 3 wishing Skate could be. That's
And this could just be an awful prediction, but I think if skateboarding goes into the Olympics like it was planned to for last year, I think we're gonna see a lot more people getting interested in skateboarding now that it's more
Definitely,
kind of like
definitely.
a
Because it was
staple
already
in
the thing
sports.
when the X Games came in the 90s. Like nobody liked the X Games, but like a couple of pros say, "Okay, I'm gonna cash that money and do your fucking contest." So we had the Jamie Thomas, we got the it was Eric Coston, we got all those pros who say yes about the money, I accept the deal, and but ultimately it brought many new skaters into the scene. And when the X Games came out, like in the industry was a big boom. Like SketchUp were sold out. It was crazy. And I think like ultimately like even like on my side, I'm not like 100% about the Olympics, but like it's gonna help the industry
oh yeah.
larger to have way
I
more
also
people.
share a split opinion on it. And the the big thing to me though is, you know, some things like Session will succeed a lot more because like something like Tony Hawk and EA Skate, a lot of people that love skateboarding are going to love it by default, but a lot of people that like those games also don't care about skateboarding really. They just like the game.
Yeah.
And something like Session, you kind of have to have some level of caring for skateboarding to really get into. But something that something like the Olympics can do is it's going to expose a lot of people to the reality of skateboarding and probably get a lot more people interested on the actual act and not just not just the culture, but the actual sport. So like I think that's going to draw a lot of attention to Session if it comes through. And in turn, one of my favorite things about the Session community is when I see somebody get into Session and just become in love with skateboarding as a result.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it has a yin and yang thing.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like yeah, I don't like much the Olympics, but in the same time, it's gonna brought good things, more people into skateboarding, which is good, and it's gonna be healthy for the community and the industry in general. So sometimes you have to play with the bad and good things to have it.
I'm very publicly like anti-competition when it comes to skateboarding, but it would
Me
be
too.
ridiculous to say that like it doesn't do good for the sport at the same time. So
And I definitely understand like Poppy's view on it, but I'm from somebody like coming from somebody who actually started playing Session and learning more about skateboarding, because I mean like I liked it when I was younger. I played Tony Hawk, I played Skate, I played XL a little bit, but I didn't play it until I played Session, and I was well into Session before I touched XL. So I mean this is just coming from somebody who is strictly not skateboarding but enjoying the culture of it and everything all around it.
I should probably also clarify that I don't really skate in real life, but I've been an obsessive fan of the sport since I was a kid.
But like, and that's the thing. It's like I genuinely think it's just good all around. Even if it does kind of get a bit more corporatized, if that's a word.
It is now.
It is now. It's a fucking word
officially.
now. It's still something that I think is just gonna make it a bit more accepted. So it won't be as viewed as taboo. But I mean, that's what a lot of the culture is.
Yeah,
'Cause,
part of
I
me
mean,
loves that rapscallion nature to old school skateboarding, but also if you have kids not getting like harassed by cops for holding a skateboard,
yeah,
it's
not
it's a
being.
good
Yeah.
thing.
It's probably cool if you have kids getting into skateboarding and not being viewed as criminals right
Yeah.
off the bat,
Definitely.
because I mean, the
Yeah,
culture of skateboarding at one point was pretty bad.
Well, even nowadays, like, if you live where I live, if you carry a skateboard, a cop will pull over and question you. Like,
Yeah.
so, like, it'll be nice to see the public perception kind of get more positive and kind of view them more as an independent athletic thing than criminal scum.
Yeah, well, I'm come from like an era like we didn't have any skate parks, so we just had the shows to skate streets, and I grew up only skateboarding in the streets, and yeah, it was the harder way to learn it, and but skating between like the security, the cops, the people around, like is just what make yourself on a certain way better on your skateboard, because you have to pay attention about what is going on in around you, instead of just like grew up in a
Yeah.
skate park and just like practice your little trick on your pyramid, which is like there's great skateboarders in the skate parks too, but like I grew up like in the streets, and like I think like that's my opinion there, but like people who spend gonna spend more time in the street skating gonna be way much more comfortable on the board and ultimately better
Yeah,
at it.
that's
And
I'll say my general opinions lie more on
hmm,
your side, but that's definitely a very divisive argument in skateboarding, especially nowadays. I'll say
yeah,
there's there because and because I just generally like the kind of style and tone of street skating a lot. One of my favorite things to watch is people like skating like legitimately abandoned pools at like old hotels and stuff. Like
yeah,
I love that whole side of the culture. The But I think that park skaters as a whole, they also bring so much to the table in just terms of technical development and just
yeah,
learning
yeah.
what can be
Well,
done.
it's just different things. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
different kind of skating. Like because I remember like when I was a kid, like and I grew up skateboarding in the I started 89, so like vertical ramps and transition in general was just like 90% of what we you could find, and streets skateboarding was very minimal. And I remember like when I watched a magazine, I was skipping all the vert stuff to just find out like the couple of streets skating only. Same in the video, I was skipping the whole vert stuff just to watch Red Bobby, Paulo Diaz, Guy Mariano. And now, like now I'm very older and I skate more transition than before. Like I'm doing pretty much the opposite. I'm watching more transition than street skating, and skate park is cool. But like I remember, like one day when I was young, I was doing a skate camp, and we had Paul Zister, which is one of the guy who hosting Tampa, and he was a coach for the camp with Mad Bitch at the time and someone else, and he was skating the vert. We had a big vert, like a legit vert in the park, and also like a little skate park.
Yeah.
And it was the first time ever. I was maybe 14 at the time. I've seen like the vertical skateboarding. I was like, oh shit, this is massive, and this
Yeah.
is very impressive. And watching versus skateboarding in a video and in person is two different things,
Oh yeah.
because
It,
when you see the tricks, like I remember vividly, like he did a 360 flip mute grab like a couple of tries. I've never seen that like in my life, and I say holy crap, that was so the best thing I ever seen during the camp. And he did like a couple of kickflip grabs also. It was so, it looks like so easy when he was doing it, like was like I couldn't understand. And since that time I was like okay, I'm gonna watch more vertical stuff. And like it was also that time when it was the questionable Plan B video, and it was trendy for vert skaters to also have street foodie in their part.
Yeah.
And I got in my head Danny Way and Colin Mackey were pretty much the first to do that. And Danny Way were like one of the first guy like I could appreciate also in the streets and on a vert, and because he was uh, doing his street skating in a vert. He was they were the first guy doing flips in the vert without the catching the ball, and it was like, oh my god, like you don't have to grab your ball. And back then in the 90s, like in street skateboarding, grabbing your ball, it was a big no. And you couldn't put your foot on the ground or grab your board. It's like you have to do a holly, flip it, land it. And
Yeah,
I
the 80s
remember
were
like, yeah, those people like, why, oh, okay, so they can do street skateboarding in a vert. So at that moment, that was a turning point for me. It's like, yeah, vert is cool. Like transition is cool.
I'm a big fan of vert and transition, like always have been. So it always makes me happy hearing
Yeah.
people talk about that. It's also always just a real pleasure to just listen to somebody who's been skating for so long, like just talk about their experiences. Because, like I said, I'm somebody who grew up a huge fan of skateboarding, but without a kind of culture where I live for it, which made it really hard for me to stick with it. So like, it's just really cool to kind of have that vicarious experience from people that grew up around it, and you know, the kind of things
Yeah.
that they
Well,
experience.
I don't feel myself. I've grew up like because I'm come from France in Europe, so I've grew up in the country where the having anything related to skateboarding was very difficult. So just having a
Right.
skate mag, a video, it was so much pain because like I couldn't go like in a market and get my mag because I have to order it from the States. And I remember like in my little crew, like someone had a friend who was a friend who bought a copy. It was an NTSC copy actually from the States. I think it was a Powell video. And but we couldn't read the NTSC because in Europe it's another system, it's PAL.
Yeah, it's Pal. Yeah.
And so the whole video was black and white, so we couldn't see in like in colors. And also because the friend of the friend like wasn't like give it to us, we had to make a copy of the video. So and then the friend make a copy of the copy of the copy. And I remember I end up with I think it was the Benzis video, and it was probably the 15 copy of it I had. It was super glitchy. It's like like the glitch like everyone does now, like as a
The
filter.
VHS
Yeah.
kind
So
of. Yeah.
me it wasn't the filter. It was a weird thing. Like it was
Yeah.
jumping, and like sometimes I have to replay the VHS to watch the clip because like it was so glitchy I couldn't watch what he was doing.
Yeah.
And
That
I
effect is.
grew up like that, so I don't feel myself like, yeah, I grew up around the culture of skateboarding because like in France we were so far from it, and like it started like I think around the 2000s when actually when the X Games came out, when skateboarding has been more accepted.
So that's
At
actually.
that point, it was easier to get videos, to get like we had 411 videos, we had like locals, skate mags in France. So like at that point, it was easier for everyone to know about the culture of skateboarding. But before that, it was super difficult. And like your skate heroes were your friends, and my friends were the ones who were doing the first kickflips for me, and they were doing the tray flips, they're doing the first grab, and I never seen anyone did it before them. And so it was very different back then.
Yeah,
Like,
that's actually super interesting. I didn't know that you came from France. So
Yeah, I thought you were
yeah,
just
I do. Or you can hear it sometimes when I'm talking.
Well, I just
As
figured you were,
an
like,
ignorant
French-Canadian.
American, I
Yeah.
can't separate a French Canadian accent
Yeah.
from a French accent.
It makes sense though. It makes sense that dialect and.
But yeah, no,
French-Canadian.
that's actually a super unique experience with skateboarding as a whole.
So what's in the plans for Ghost next? And I guess Scrubbed Club too, since you are a huge part of that as
Yeah,
well.
anything to look out for? Anything you want to kind of like anything kind of want to shill or hype up?
Well, on my side, like, yeah, we are actually doing with Soapy. Well, actually, Soapy doing, and I'm helping the community edit number 3. Yeah, the 3. And it's a big one. Like this one, like we have a huge concept and everything. We're working since a couple of weeks on it, so it's gonna be a fun one. We got I got another edit coming up. I don't know when exactly. I'm working. But it's very like at the very beginning. But right now, like I'm very into doing photography in session more than actually stacking clips.
Very
And I'm trying to working with the light and push the lighting in the game, trying to do quality stuff, if I could say. That's pretty much on mods and making fun of people on scrap clubs, especially making fun of Soapy in general.
That's always fun.
That's pretty much my future.